Hello. So I wanted to respond to this on here because I think it leads to a greater conversation. So Baltimore, like many major cities, have been seeing increasing car thefts, right? And I frequent Baltimore a lot, even though I live on the outskirts, like not in the Baltimore city region. I still visit Baltimore a lot, because I have to. Like, if you live in the area, you kind of know what I mean. So I wrote something needs to be done because literally the cops aren't doing anything. And, someone commented that on May 11th, which was the mayor election, something was going to be done. And I was, I hope so. So today there was a reply saying, it's y'all teenagers. Now, I'm not saying that it isn't teenagers, because it is a lot of teenagers or young adults, whatever, but it's not everyone. And there's also a lot of grown adults doing it too, honestly. So when my dad was up here like a couple years ago, did someone try to steal his Cadillac converter? And that was a grown adult. So here's the thing, I'm not saying don't say, hey, there's a lot of teenagers doing this or anything like that. But sometimes it feels like this has been going on in Baltimore, in many other places, where everyone just wants to blame the youth, or everyone just wants to blame boomers, or everyone just wants to blame this person. And it's like, at some point, can we just blame the bad people and stop blaming it on a whole group of people and focus on fixing the issue? Because it's not a one age group. It's not one. I know this can go to other things too, like gender and other stuff, but it's not just one group of people. It's many, actually, and they're all doing it for different reasons, or sometimes the same reasons. Sometimes their friends doing it. I don't really care what the reason is for doing it. I want them to stop. The cops need to do something. And it's Baltimore City cops literally don't do anything when people are committing these crimes. And there's literally videos online of people being attacked and people busting out their windows, and the cops are like, oh, we can't do anything. What do you mean? What is your point? Why are you being paid if you can't help the public? I don't understand that. In surrounding counties, the cops are amazing. The cops help you. The cops will never allow this to happen. But in Baltimore City, the cops are just so lackluster. And I'm not going to say it's all cops. I'm not going to say that. But a lot of them just don't help. Ever since I was little, it was like that. When I would be in Baltimore, it was a cultural shock because I wasn't used to cops not doing their jobs to this extent. And don't get me wrong, maybe it was because I was young, and I have had bad run-ins with cops before then, but on average the cops did their jobs. You know what I mean? If something was that bad, someone busting out your windows, the cops were gonna arrest them, because it's you can't be causing this much ruckus. When I got to Baltimore, no, you will call the cops to be it's your word against theirs. I remember calling the cops, and you could be someone SA'd you or something terrible happened to you, and they would just be it's your word against theirs. They're not going to take it seriously because you're a person of color, or no one's going to, you know what I mean? They were actually freaking evil. And it's they actually got in trouble for that. And it was all over the news, and I was so happy because I remember reporting something happening to me and them looking me up and down saying, they're not going to do anything for you. So, oh my goodness, I cannot stand that. I cannot stand how messed up that place is. And Baltimore has so much potential to be better. But it's just it's some core things wrong with that city. And I just don't get it. And I know it's not everyone, obviously, right? But it's so much of it that it's how do you fix that? How do you fix it? I don't know. But back to this comment, I just don't understand yeah, it is a lot of teenagers doing it, as I said, but it's, like I said, it's also adults, and it's a lot of adults doing it. And yeah, a lot of them have drug issues, but not all of them do. Some of them just like taking stuff, okay? And either way, I feel like the best route, I don't even, it's sad to say that people have to go to jail, but at the same time, nothing else seems to help them. So send them to jail. Shoot, like, I don't understand how many times you go to jail and you don't learn. And I get it. A lot of them are going to be like, oh, well, they're going to view us this way anyway, so we might as well, like, do it. I get that to a certain extent, but you aren't hurting the people who you feel like are treating you as less than. Like, I just want better for, like, all people, but you're not hurting them. You're hurting other people of color. Like, that makes no sense to me. I will never understand that. Like, when freaking Freddie Gray passed, like, they destroyed the city. And, like, y'all destroying CVS's and stuff in neighborhoods that we had to live in. That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. Like, I can't stand it. And it's just like, I don't know. It feels like everybody wants to blame the other person. But it's like, no, it's everyone needs to change. Like, it's not just a one person needs to change. This group needs to change. No. The kids are acting out because half of these parents are on drugs. Let's be real. Half of the parents are on drugs. You didn't raise your kids. And now your kids are going crazy. And you decided, oh, I want to get my life together. But now your kid's going crazy. It's not just the kid. Like, it's not. The kids are reacting to what they've experienced growing up. Now, there are some good kids who wild out, but on average, not really. I don't know. It's a lot, and I have a lot of empathy for them, but put them into some type of, like, I don't know, training programs. Bring back the rec centers. That was terrible when they got rid of them. Like, what did you think was going to happen? A bunch of bored teenagers not having anything to do. Give them basketball. Matter of fact, this is something that, like, I've been saying for years. But perhaps if teenage boys, right, and girls could be able to use the basketball courts without grown men taking over them, you know, and interfering and trying to flirt with girls and trying to flirt with little boys, then maybe they would have something to do. Maybe if they felt safe going to basketball courts without being harassed by grown men and women, maybe, you know, it wouldn't be such a problem. But as someone who went through that firsthand, they don't feel safe going there. Why do you think the kids feel like they have to be so reckless? Because let's really unpack the part that people don't want to talk about. There were grown men and women harassing us as children. So it's like, when they're going buck wild and they're going crazy, it's hard for me to feel empathy for, like, certain adults that it happens to, because it's like, no, this is a reaction from trauma. You know what I mean? And I'm not justifying the kids who didn't go through that doing this or anything like that, but I feel like a lot of these kids, their only thing they can do is learn how to take care of themselves. And this is the route they chosen. I don't agree with it. I hope they choose a different route. But anyone under, like, I would say 19, because, you know, sometimes you can't rent an apartment until you're 19. I have, like, so much empathy for you. I get it. But choose a different route. Like, selling stuff, you know what I mean? Stealing is not going to get you anywhere in the long run. It's only going to get you in a cell. And your friends are going to snitch on you. Like, stop. Like, stop thinking that they're not going to snitch on you. That's my man's. I've known him all my life. Yeah, your man's is about to tell you. So stop it. To the older people, you know, make amends, because y'all cause a lot of harm to you. And half of these people are stealing too. Like, that's really... I don't care if you're on drugs. Go to rehab. Like, there's, like, free rehab. Stop playing with me. It's just so much shit that's, like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Because people are pretending like some of us don't know what's really going on. And I don't like the blaming. I mean, yeah, we could blame, like, the people who are older than us. But at the same time, like, yes, I do blame them to a certain extent. But that doesn't justify keep making bad decisions. Well, like, say if you're well into your 20s or 30s, like, at some point, enough's enough. You need to get it together. Now, if you're under 19... I don't agree with you, you know, like I said, you stealing or doing anything like that, and I understand the need to protect yourself, But just try to focus on school. That's all I would say. Like, try to focus on school. And don't worry about having the freshest Jordans all the time. I get it. I know. It's crazy because people in the city will really try to fight you because you don't have on, like, new Jordans. People are crazy. How you going to try to fight somebody because they don't have on new Jordans? Then you're going to try to fight us if we do. Y'all are, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I love Baltimore, but sometimes, man, I be wanting to go on another rant. But I'm not even going to go on another rant. Listen, we got to stop blaming each other at the end of the day. I mean, like, yeah, there's certain people who are more to blame, and you sit here and try to call me out like I'm to blame when really y'all started this. Because who was out here in the 80s? You know what? I'm not going to even go there. I'm not even going to go there. But it's much love to everyone. Just do better. Thank you for listening. Bye.